successful.
What would you say it's a good exercise for our audience to apply to their lives to realize what they really want? Because it's not an easy question, right?
It's not.
You say, oh, just do what you want. But what do I really want? Do I want, to travel more? Do I want to, have money, build a family? Do I want all of these stuff? Do I think I can, manage all of them?
Yeah.
What would you say? And should you, compromise a little bit on the short term, or should you also do what you want, but on the long term? Do you have that distinction?
Yes, of course. So the exercise that I recommend, I call 3 good things.
Okay.
It means that every day you buy a little notebook, empty, you put it next to your nightstand, and before you go to sleep every day, you write 3 good things. And it could be small things that happen today. It could be big things. And what you'll see over time, if you're very consistent, is that you realize that you are learning how to identify and see values in your life. Because a happy person is a value-oriented person. Someone who sees what is meaningful in my life that I want to pursue, and it makes all the bad stuff, all the bad people in your life less important.
Disappear. Yeah.
So, and I'll give you another exercise. After you do that for a while, you take a wall in your house and a lot of sticky notes, and you start putting all of those things that you value a lot in your life, people, experiences, domains of knowledge that you're interested in, hobbies. You put them on the wall, and slowly you start asking yourself, what do I want to do? What do I want to do more of? What do I want to pursue more with my time? Because the only limited resource you have is your time.
So it's question yourself at the end of the day.
It's introspecting and trying to, because it's not easy.
No, it's not.
Knowing what's out there in the world is easy. Science is easy. Building rocket ships is easy. Knowing who you are and what you love is hard. Everything that has to do with internal understanding is complicated.
Yeah, I guess I went through a process for that. I started following Jordan Peterson about 3 years ago, and then I found his self-authoring program. I did it.
Yeah,
it's a lot of writing. You just have to rewrite, things about your past, things about your present, things about your future. And the idea behind the self-authoring program is that you have somewhere to aim, right? You have somewhere to aim where you don't want to be, let's say 5 years from now, and you have somewhere to aim for 5 years where you want to be, like the best case scenario and the worst case scenario. So you have these 2 scenarios, and he says the bad one is pushing you forward, and the good one is telling you where to go.
That's true.
And that helped me a lot.
I love, Jordan Peterson, I invited him to one of our conferences, and I spent a day with him. I love his introspective and psychological view. I disagree with some of his moral assumptions. He thinks that you have to suffer for some reason. Mm-hmm. I'll tell you, you don't have to suffer. You can have a lot of fun every day, all day. It's true that if you want to aim high, you're going to have tough journeys that sometimes are really demanding. But if you have a view of what you want to achieve, it doesn't have to be so awful as he describes. But I want to answer another thing. You said, should I compromise? Should I have a long-term view? Yes, you should have a long-term view. I don't call it compromising. Let's say you want to be...
call it investment.
Yeah, let's say you want to be an actor, okay? And you just came out of high school and you have no money. The question, should you be a waiter, waiting tables for a living for maybe a couple of years so you can fund, going to acting school? Would you call it a compromise? I would call it a good plan. So you can find yourself doing other things, right? In the process of understanding what is required for you to hone the skills and develop yourself towards your vision. Visions are very complicated, and you have 100 years to live. So your goals should not be 3 months goals. They should be lifetime goals, or 5-year goals, or 7-year goals.
Yeah, I think you understand what the difference there would be for compromise versus, let's say, a good plan. The compromise, you feel like you're compromising when you're doing that, and you would rather be doing something else. That sounds like a compromise, right? Okay, like I will do this,
If
but
your
I wish
goal,
I
if your
wanted to do
goal
this.
is compromised,
No. If I wanted to do something, but I didn't really want it, then it will be called the compromise.
Yes.
But if I really want that, and I know, and that's crystal clear, that's just a good plan.
And you're
I
doing
know
different things in order to get there.
And I feel like that's where Jordan Peterson, where it would fit, is that then you're not suffering. Or he would say you are embracing the suffering
Yeah.
for something bigger.
I remember myself when I was, we were building our software company, we were running out of money. And we didn't have money. And we had employees, and we knew that our last chance is this last meeting that happens the day after. And we were working for like 2-3 days straight with no sleep. And it was 4 a.m. And all my partners, and we were staying in the same room to save money. So they went to sleep, and I was writing in my journal that this is the worst day of my life and one of the best days of my life. Because I knew that we were so prepared for the day after, but I was exhausted. I mean, I wanted to die, right? But the day after, we got the money to continue the company, and we grew it to over 200 people, and we sold it for a lot of money. So the lows, you know, every movie you ever saw, every story you ever heard has
Had
3
lows.
parts. Someone wanted something really bad. It was very hard to get. They got it. That's the hero's journey.
Yeah.
In order for you to pave your hero's journey, you have to know what you want, which is the hardest question, by the way. Then you have to go on a journey and fail sometimes. And then you try to get it. And by the way, let me tell you, you don't get what you want exactly. You always get a version of what you want, because what you want keeps is a